What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Wonder Bread Slot Car YouTube channel. I'm your host, Wonder Bread. And today I got a little bit of a different video for you guys. We're going to be going over a lot of changes that have been happening to the Slot Car gang and our arsenal. And there's just a lot to go over, and I'm going to try to do this all kind of improv and in one take because I really don't feel like editing this. So yeah, there's a lot of things about the cars that I have to talk about, a lot of things about the upcoming races, and about the previous race. So we'll start with that. I elected to not record last Tuesday. As much of a boneheaded move as that might have been, because I kind of forgot my cameras, but I decided just don't worry about it. Don't try to record. It was just because we're going to have a lot of racing ahead of us that I want to just be fresh, take a quick little break, focus on the racing for a little bit, and then I'll be fresh and ready to record for the next ones. Although it did suck because that was technically week 6, the last one for the points, and I was leading A and B going into it. The performance was really nothing to write home about. I mean, Hurricane shot the braids out. You know, the braids needed some replacements, and she still hasn't been right. I actually changed the running order, so Flight Risk was in B, and Flight Risk didn't do too well either. So nothing exactly to write home about. Although there might be a 7th week thrown in there because they decided that we are racing this Tuesday. So we'll see what happens with that. Future races. Actually, I'll do that last because I want to talk about the cars first. So, a lot of things to cover here. First off, Lady Justice, the Cobalt Pro Stock. I did get another set of tires. So hopefully she will be in business for the next race. With that being said, that also means that Lucid Dream will be back in business. I got another set of Pro Tracks for her as well. I'm going to try to free up the chassis here, but Lucid Dream will be back. So that's pretty awesome. Pops did some work on some of his cars. Now we got the Corvette on fresh rubber. If you remember from a few videos back, we had recently acquired this car. So we just put some rubber on it, and she should be ready to rock and roll. This is Pop's new build. This is Glitter Bomb, the gasser. We had some issues trying to get her to go down the track without spinning. My guess might be either weight or the fact that these tires are old, although they never had any passes on them. So I'm sure we'll get Glitter Bomb squared away in due time. And there is, of course, Skidmark, rocking the Dancing Bear scaled components wheels. A lot has happened to Skidmark in the last few days. Tried to test her, it didn't go well. She was breaking body mounts and gears and all sorts of things. So got all that squared away for the most part. And then she puked the motor. So that's a brand new Super 16D from Mid-America. Parma Mid-America. So that's cool. We got that readjusted. Wheelie bars are set. Now the only problem is that we keep losing the gear. The ring gear keeps popping off and shredding sometimes when she's going down track. Reason for that is most likely because of the spacers and the wheelie bars, which I will solder in at some point today. So yeah, a lot of new things going on there. Now, there's some other things that I want to mention. Over here, the research and development area in the chassis shop, we have 2 Black Widow no-bar chassis. These are thin front plated, but they are flex point stainless steel chassis, which are going to be for the new class that will be happening at the New Year's race. So this is my father's body. This is Pops. He's running this Firebird. Not sure what we're going to name. Actually, I lied. I do know what we're going to name this. It is going to be Night Fury, most likely. And then mine is probably just going to be that yellow Camaro. I'm probably just going to leave it yellow because these cars are supposed to be fast. So that is the next thing I want to talk about. These chassis are made for the new class. On the New Year's Eve race, or the New Year's Day race, there is going to be a no-bar heads-up class ran first at Bob's on New Year's Day. Now, there's no rules. Besides, it has to be a door car and it has to be no-bar. And it's first to the finish. So, that being said, we tried to make our cars pretty quick. Usually the rule of thumb is that you don't make them look too nice in case they crash, and also you don't want to have any excess weight. So I'm not going to get my Corvette to look very nice. I mean, Night Fury is just bombed black. So as far as the combinations go, it'll be a head honcho for a motor with a pretty short gear, actually, because we're doing shorter tires on these. These are 1.1/16 as opposed to 1 3/16, which is on, Lady Justice, Lucid Dream. Pretty sure it's on Skidmark too. And then if you want really big tire, we got what's on Flight Risk, and that is an 1 5/16. But yeah, a lot of changes going on. Trying to think. There are some plans ahead for Flight Risk, and I guess now that these chassis work, I can explain it a little bit. I want to change Flight Risk to a no bar, keep the Phoenix 15 motor, because honestly the bar chassis is just not working out for her. So we're going to switch her over to a no bar in due time. But yeah, plenty of things going on around here. And the one more thing I want to talk about before I head out for this week's video, I guess, is the video schedule. Like I said, I took a break. I didn't record last week. Ideally, it's going to be a lot of editing, but ideally I want to shoot video this Tuesday, and then that Thursday, so literally we'll be racing Tuesday, and then we'll be racing again on Thursday, because Thursday will be New Year's Day. So I want to record on New Year's Day, but the thing is that I'm going to have at least half the field, I think, coming with me. I'm going to bring a lot of guys out there for the New Year's Day race. So it's going to be a lot to record, and so I don't think I'll be recording everybody. I might not even record Sam or James or Pops. It might just be my run, because I'm going to have to manage so many other guys running a bunch of different cars, because the Corvette's probably going to be run Lady Justice, hopefully Skidmark, Flight Risk, Spyro, the Red Bear, all of them. Most likely all of my cars will be running in one class or another, and we're going to have the no bar heads up class, and I really want to get a video on that at least. So the plan is I will be recording on Tuesday, and hopefully on New Year's Day. It's just going to be a lot to edit, so I might fall a little bit behind, because we will be racing and then racing again, and then the week after we still have another Tuesday, so it's just going to be a lot of racing. I will try to bang out as much editing as I can, try to get these videos out as quickly as possible, but like I said, just decided to take a week off, focus on just racing for a little bit so I can come back ready to edit when I am just plowed with all this video footage. So in a way, this will be this week's video is just kind of explaining what's going on, because a lot has changed and a lot is still to change for the Slot Car Gang. So just wanted to kind of gloss all that over, because I wanted to make it a bunch of YouTube shorts, but there's just so much going on. I figured just make it one big video, because I didn't record last Tuesday. But yeah, like I said, a lot of things changing. We got a lot of racing coming up. I'm excited. We're all excited. This no bar heads up class is gonna be nuts. So I'm hoping at least we can get a good result out of that. But yeah, a lot of changes. Just figured I'd give you guys a quick update. So this will be kind of this week's video, like I said. And we're going to go full steam ahead into next week, into New Year's Day, and then into the week after, and just boom, 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 get some of these races out, get some of these new cars on track. I do want to try to test at some point a lot of my new cars. Maybe I'll test after racing on Tuesday before New Year's Eve, but we will find out. So with that being said, I guess I'll just end it here, and I don't got much else to say, so I hope you guys keep enjoying the content. We'll have a lot more videos come out of actual racing and not just, talking about cars sitting on a table. But yeah, if you enjoy the content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, to join the Slot Car Gang. And I think that's all we got. We'll see you later on Wonder Bread Slot Cars.